And anything else going on as far as,
a lot of people sometimes they wonder why people might contact their state representative. I just want to take a quick minute and highlight a couple of things that most commonly people call our office for. One thing that we're available for is if you're dealing with any agency in state government and you're having a problem or have a question that you'd like clarified, we're here and able to help you with that, as well as issues that have to deal with maybe some assistance that you might need in your community. People oftentimes have questions about legislation that's pending. They have suggestions for legislation, which we take very seriously when people contact us on particular bills or when they have ideas or budgetary items, when people feel as though money's being misappropriated or the priorities of the state aren't exactly the way that they feel they should be, and we appreciate those calls. That's what we're here for. We typically do not take part in any active judicial matters, but we're more than willing to speak with anyone that calls for almost any reason. So please, no one needs to hesitate to call us. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, and I'll just follow up too, because Jason's absolutely right. I mean, we're here to answer. I've got my home phone office number, 508-829-1711, and we've got our State House number of 617-722-2263. And we're here to help you. And really the way we look at our job, a big part of it is we unlock the doors of state government for you. So when you have issues with the Registry of Motor Vehicles or state agencies, Mass Health, and you just can't get anywhere, that's our job to help you get those answers. We can't promise you the answer we get you every time is the one you want to hear, but we promise you we'll get you an answer. And that's what we do. So again, I want to just thank Jason, and we usually have a couple interns around as well during the course of the school year and the summer, and they offer a great bit of help too. And if anybody is out there interested, either them or their family, college student, usually preferably, or even late high school, would like to come and work with us in the summer, or they're schooling in Boston and they'd like to come in and intern with us, we love to have the local people first. So I always prioritize anybody from the district. So keep that in mind. Other than that, I was just going to very briefly just go through the office. This is my office. You get a sense. One of the big things, which is I'll point out in a minute, is the window. That's a real important thing to have at State House in Boston. But the first thing, John, I'd like to show you just is, this is what I have right behind me, because it's the Commonwealth of Mass legislative districts, and this kind of gives you a good perspective of what we have. We have 160 legislators, as myself, each representing about 40,000 people. My district is actually one of the biggest in the state. It's around 42,000, some are as small as 38,000, but around 40,000. And this is my district right here. The one, from my eye, it looks like it's like a grayish brown. It's the central, as anyone knows who's from Rutland especially, Rutland is the geographical center of Massachusetts, northwest, north, south, east, west, so right here. And as I'm from Holden, this is my district, and as you can see, it represents Holden, Rutland, Princeton, Sterling, Oakham, Hubbardston, and Westminster. And as you can see, in the city of Worcester, it's divided by 5 representatives, because there are 5 that represent the city of Worcester, and each of them, or most of them, have another town that they represent. For example, you've got John Benenda here, who represents this side of Worcester and Leicester. We have Bob Spillane, who represents Paxton along as that side of Worcester. And we've got other representatives here who represent part of the city, not necessarily another part. Jim O'Day represents West Boylston and that part of Worcester as well. But as you can see, you get closer to the city, the districts get smaller. And the city of Boston itself has, I believe, 25 representatives. So you can imagine the concentration of legislative power in Boston. And that doesn't always work to our advantage out in what we call, as they like to refer to us in Holden and my district, as Western Massachusetts. But nonetheless, that's this, and I always like to keep this map on there because it shows people when they visit, just puts in perspective how I fit into the state. And as you can see, as big as my district is, and it's hard to cover 7 towns, it would probably be a lot easier to cover 1. It's a nice district. I have a beautiful, as we all know, Central Mass and Wachusett Mountain, and this area is beautiful. But the Western representatives even have bigger districts. Just imagine how large this district is, which has about 20 towns in it. And as you can see, this corner of the Berkshires out here in the southwestern part of the state is immense. So, you know, we all have our district based on population. And the only other things I'd like to point out, you get a lot of plaques over the years. I don't put them all up, but when you support various sports teams in town, and I try to sponsor the teams, they're kind enough to send you a photo, and sometimes I've been coaches of the team. these are important photos to me because, as I mentioned downstairs, the Medal of Honor, there are 2 living Medal of Honor recipients alive in Massachusetts today, and I've had the great honor to not only meet both of them, but have my photograph taken with them. And these are them. This is Colonel Kelly and Captain Hudner, and their photographs are displayed on my wall. That really gives me inspiration on what a real hero is. And these are just other wonderful, artifacts that I've been given over the years regarding people that have come to visit me, and my Ted Williams photo. I always wanted to be able to have a Ted Williams photo, and it hit me this would be a perfect place to put it, and I bought it. So I'd love that. And my dad with Secretariat, the great racehorse. This is a photo that was taken, you get these constantly as a representative, but this was taken at the police chief's breakfast this year down in Sutton. They were kind enough to have a photograph taken with myself and all of my police chiefs. So there are 7 police chiefs that I have in the district that I represent, and each of them are in this photograph, from Chief Sherrill and Holden on one side to Charlie Schmoll and Princeton on the other. I'm proud to have that displayed in my office as a reminder of the good work these guys do and how much I enjoy working with them. Well, I want to thank you for spending some time with me out here on Beacon Hill, taking us tour of the State House. It was a nice quiet day up here, so we got a chance to let you get into some places we don't normally get into with that kind of access. But I want to say it's been a great pleasure to be your state representative for these last 6 years, and I look forward to serving you for 2 more years this next coming term. It's been one of the greatest honors of my life to be able to serve the good people of the 1st Worcester District here on Beacon Hill. I've tried to be just what I promised I'd be when I first got elected, and that would be an independent voice for you here on Beacon Hill and to be accessible and available to anybody who needs us. So hopefully we've been doing that. I have information that will come up on the screen regarding ways you can contact me if I can ever help you in the future. That'll be my phone number locally, my phone number here at the State House, and our information on how to reach us online. So again, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the day as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing you guys around town.